We don't believe Joe Biden knew what was going on. This is the biggest scandal in American history. Not only did you have a president whose family was on the take from our adversaries around the world, you also have a situation where some of those family members were possibly, and I would go even further and say probably, running the country.
Yeah, it's the biggest scandal. It makes Watergate look like jaywalking. Jason, let's put party politics aside. You can agree here that the use of the Autopen for pardons, for legislation, for executive orders, and no clear understanding of the chain of custody of that pen and who actually controlled decisions like that, based on everything we're learning, you agree this needs to be investigated, don't you?
I think that Congress can take a look at it. I don't know about pulling Joe Biden's physician in. Of course, that his physician, of course, is bound by the Hippocratic Oath and they're bound by, patient confidentiality. He can't disclose a whole lot, and I think that's a terrible position to put him in. But I think, if you want to ask questions, we saw Comer did all kinds of investigating of the Biden family and found absolutely nothing, was unable to do anything.
Yeah.
So, again, I would say, yeah, go ahead. Do some investigating. We also have seen Joe Biden. He had good days and bad days. This idea.
Yeah, and who was in charge in the bad days?
Yeah, sure.
Listen, but didn't he and Kamala Harris say that they would be fully transparent with the president's health when they were running in 2020 because of these concerns? So now you want his doctor to claim privacy? I thought he was going to be fully transparent, an open book. We got his word as a Biden. He said, you have my word as a Biden, Jason.
Well, you can ask Joe Biden, and you can ask his wife, or you could ask anyone else.
Or Dr. Biden,
but not his doctor.
His doctor permission to reveal everything.
No, I don't. His doctor can't do that because, again,
with his permission, he can. For the sake of the Republic.
There's HIPAA. HIPAA is really important. I don't want to go to your
patients can waive
your urologist or something and find out about Larry O'Connor's.
Why'd you have to go urologist on me, Jason?
Prostate. I don't need to know about your prostate. That is your business in between
Homer
and your physician.
Larry, tell us about your
buy me a drink first.
Hey, we're talking about prostates. It's in the news right now, right?
Homer also says it's important to find out who was behind the Autopen because it was executive orders signed by Biden's final days that are now hampering the Trump agenda today.
We've identified who we believe were the exact staffers who were operating the Autopen. Remember, a lot of the problems Trump's having in court stem from decisions and executive orders that were made in the waning days of the Biden administration where they were Trump-proofing the federal government. The Biden staffers operating the Autopen knew this. They went in and Trump-proofed. They signed executive orders. They signed new collective bargaining agreements. They signed new agreements with the Federal Employees Union that made it harder for Trump to do this. And some of these executive orders are giving the Trump administration fits in court because of what was signed by the Autopen. We don't believe that Autopen was authorized by Joe Biden. We don't believe that using the Autopen makes these executive orders and even these pardons legal.
Chris Plant, I know you use the Autopen for all your fan mail, but that's not nearly as important as the executive orders, the pardons, and all of these things. This requires something specific, doesn't it?
It does require something specific, and I just want to say now I understand why we have the blue surgical gloves in the corner of the studio over here. I was wondering about that earlier, but we're listen. And Jason said that Comer looked into the Biden family and didn't find anything other than $19 million that came in from overseas to the Biden family coffers. To how many? To the brother, James Biden, Hunter Biden, for no-show jobs from Russia, from China, from Ukraine. $19 million. And then 60 Minutes in the New York Times took it from there, meaning it went nowhere because we have a news media that's completely in the tank for the Democrat Party. And it's time that Congress investigate. And honestly, HIPAA, my bupkis, but the Biden family needs to be transparent, be open. They're saying he hasn't had, at whatever age, a PSA test since 1914 or something,
Maybe he's getting a sex change that we weren't aware of.
But they're not going to make any of this public. While he was president of the United States, no big deal. The Democrats are an ongoing cover-up. It's a cover-up of the cover-up, and the media's all in on it.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.